You have been given a blanket.
Lieutenant Watts, I am concerned that our little church is sadly lacking in the distinctions that befit the established church at a seat of government. I wonder whether you might turn your hand to modelling it to resemble something like this.
Something like this, ma'am?
Yes, indeed. Something very much like that.
Now, I've had the church repaired, re-roofed, lengthened, and greatly improved inside and out. A new chancel and spire is being added there too. The outer walls stuccoed in imitation of stone, and the churchyard enclosed with neat paling. I trust the Reverend Mr. Marsden will be pleased. If only he could come to view a decent citizen with a ticket of leave, as the equal of any settler in the colony. But then, he's long defied me in this matter.
Bert, what do you reckon to these annual feasts in the marketplace?
I think the governor's onto something. These Aborigines need to know where he is to stay, and we got to build friendly relations somehow.
I don't trust them. If we invite them into the heart of town for a party, if we start doling out blankets and roast beef dinners and jugs of ale, they'll feel as though they can come and go. And where will that lead us? There's 60 here today for the feast. If they come back tomorrow with 160, what'll we do?
Don't you worry. The governor's not going soft on us.
The more effectively to prevent a recurrence of murders, robberies and depredations by the natives, His Excellency the Governor deems it his indispensable duty to prescribe certain rules, orders and regulations to be observed by the natives and rigidly enforced.
We may be able to civilise the Aborigines, so as to make them useful to themselves and the community if we establish a seminary or institution in Parramatta for the purpose of educating the children of those natives who might be willing to place them there. We will launch the project with 6 boys and girls aged 7 and over.
We've come to this gathering, but it's not like one of ours. I'm not sure what they want.
It is good to share food, even though their food is different.
But what they want in return? Do they want us to show them how to hunt and make proper food?
What do they want to teach our children?
Their ways are naive and clumsy. They know nothing of the land and its stories.
Perhaps they can teach them about their laws and language. That might be helpful to our young ones in the future.
They act as though they make the laws, but we know the law, and we've followed it for many, many generations. Why are they changing the laws? They're not even initiated lawmen. When we try to follow our laws, they get angry and violent.
You have collected all 6 symbols from our journey. You have unlocked the Holy Dollar.
Fellow citizens of Australia, I wish to address a few words to you by way of taking leave. On the occasion of my own commission, I pledged myself to administer the affairs of this government with strict justice and impartiality. My constant maxim and principle being to reward merit and punish vice wherever I found them, without regard to rank, class, or description of persons. When I took charge of this government on the 1st of January 1810, I found the colony in a state of rapid deterioration, threatened with famine, discord and party spirit prevailing to a great degree. All the public buildings in a state of dilapidation and decay, very few roads and bridges, and those few very bad. The inhabitants generally very poor, and commerce and public credit at the lowest ebb. I now have the happiness to reflect that I leave it in a very different condition. Stock of all kinds greatly increased, some useful manufactories established, commerce revived, and public credit restored. A great number of substantial and useful public edifices erected. Good roads and bridges of communication constructed throughout the colony, and the inhabitants comparatively opulent and happy. Buoyed by the consciousness of a long life of upwards of 40 years' service spent in honourable pursuits, and stained with no action which can give me remorse, I confidently anticipate not only the approbation of my sovereign, but also the applause of posterity. My most fervent prayers will accordingly be offered for the welfare and prosperity of this country and for the happiness of its inhabitants. I shall not fail, on my return to England, to recommend in the strongest manner I am able to my sovereign and to His Majesty's government their early attention to the amelioration of this valuable rising colony, and to extend to it their paternal support and fostering protection. In these sentiments and wishes, deeply engraved on my heart, I now bid you all farewell.